the other root that you're going to find in here is the word to recite. Qara'a. And qara'a in the Arabic language means two things. It means to read and it means to recite. So it has an oral and it has a written quality to it. Now, interestingly enough, if you look there's a really wonderful book which I recommend, particularly all of you, since you're teachers, if you haven't read it, it's really worth reading, which is called A is for Ox by Barry Sanders. And this book is talking about the fact that orality is the substratum of literacy. If you do not have an oral tradition, you cannot have a literate tradition. And one of his complaints is that our culture is losing its orality. The oral tradition in this culture is dying out because of television and other forms of media in which visualization and not orality becomes the dominant means of raising our children. So if you look at children for the first 5 years of their life, they are oral creatures. They're in the oral world. They're not literate. They're in the oral world. And traditionally what would happen is they would hear stories and their imaginations would be ignited. And this was something that took place in all cultures. Now in this culture, the recent phenomenon is children being raised in front of the television. So the mother is no longer transmitting the oral lore, the childish lore of the culture to these children, but in fact it's being experienced through the medium of visualization, which is a powerful medium, but it has certain effects. And Sanders believes that one of the effects is the lack of humanization, that he believes that orality is a process of humanization. The fact that the Arabs are an oral people is very significant. They're an oral people, and the Quran is a Quran before it's a book. In other words, the real meaning of Quran is the recital. It is the oral book. And the next word that the Quran is identified as is kitab, which means book. And kataba, the root word, means to join together. It means to join together.